Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is JordangeVision. Okay, guys, we're going to watch another episode of Beyond Belief tonight. Last time I watched a Beyond Belief, I got a personal best, 4 out of 5. So, looking to match that, looking to maybe even beat that. I still think a 5 out of 5 is possible at some point, so maybe it happens today. We'll see. We're going to watch Season 2, Episode 4 today. So, without further ado, let's get into the episode, shall we? Before I get started, please remember to like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and don't forget, reacting to art is sharing art. Channels like these benefit everyone from the viewers all the way up to the original creators themselves. Also, a reminder, spoilers are likely, so if you haven't seen this episode yet and would like to, please feel free to click off and take care of that first. I'll be here when you get back. But for those of you who are sticking with me, here we go.
We have a challenge for you. Can you separate fact from fiction?
Belief.
I'll try.
Fact. Take these letters. When read straight across, they're the first 3 of the alphabet.
Yep.
But now watch what happens to the B when we add 2 numbers and ask you to read straight down.
Yep.
We've
12,
now
13,
changed
14.
the symbol from a B, an appropriate allusion for this episode of our show, because each story that we will see will have a Friday the 13th theme.
Oh, really?
Each tale deals with the superstitious.
I wonder if it aired on Friday the 13th originally.
Mysterious. This story involves a wrestler who has one wish. He wants to go out a winner. But then again, what else would a loser wish for?
Yeah, no kidding.
Have you ever suspended your disbelief and lost yourself in the world of professional wrestling? It's an easy place to get.
How do you feel, champ? You ready for
right.
the last big hurrah?
You know, Tony, I didn't get that far in this business, but at least I'm going out a winner.
Oh, Terry
It's
Funk.
the least I can do.
I just want to let you know about a little change in tonight's script. Momar will be the winner, not Dirk.
Like hell he will.
I mean, if you script a sport,
Now listen, Grant. This was
don't you think the retiring guy should win?
I understand.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening, and it promises to be a thrilling match.
I don't know about this.
Muhammad, the Pharaoh of Fear. And his
This looks like such a poverty WWE. It's like the WWE presentation in a little arena.
The demolition expert who takes his opponents apart brick by brick. Let's hear it.
His opponents are made of bricks?
Demolition.
I guess he's the heel.
In the first exchange, Dirk surprised me. He was going to put on a show tonight.
Well, isn't that illegal? Yeah, ref just letting it go.
Dirk was trying to turn back the clock, but Moma brought him back to reality.
Ow.
Fast.
He's got his own dancing pharaohs.
Dirk was out. He didn't belong in the same ring with Moma, and Moma wanted to prove the point.
As scripted as wrestling is, they really get beat up out there.
When I first met Dirk, he seemed to have eyes in the back of his head.
Okay.
That's my boy.
Oh, now Dirk's coming back.
I try to keep telling myself, there's no business like show business.
Well, that looked like a flop. Now what? Oh. Don't poke the bear.
Omar seemed to be standing for every failure in Dirk's life, and he was not going to get even.
I'm just getting started too.
Get off my lawn, whippersnapper.
I'm just getting started.
Weird thing to say on the day you're retiring.
Omar's shoulders were on the mat, ready to be counted out.
Winner, winner.
I
He wins.
against Dirk had finally beaten the man he could never beat. What a way to go out. And then I saw the doctor went over to examine Momo.
Oh, is he dead?
This man's dead. He's ice cold. Been dead for at least 20 minutes. You've been wrestling a dead man.
Now he couldn't take away with him the satisfaction of beating his arch rival.
I mean, it's not his fault the guy died.
Was Dirk Simmons really wrestling a dead man? Pumping so hard
Not the whole
that
way.
he didn't realize perhaps the doctor was mistaken about the time of death. Maybe
Also
Momar
possible.
Really did. Is this story fact or fiction? That's a problem we leave you to wrestle with.
We'll find
right.
out whether this
Let's
story
wrestle
is
with this
true
one
or
then.
false at
Honestly, I think it's all believable. Like he said, I think they could be mistaken about the time of death. I think he could have just died in the ring, and like I think I've heard stories about this type of thing too. Like, honestly, I think all of this is very, very possible. Like, wrestling's a rough sport. I've heard of stuff like this happening in wrestling and, boxing and stuff like that. They get really badly injured or they die. And, yeah, I don't really think there's anything in this story that's not believable. Like it is possible that they were wrong about the time of death, like, same type of thing. I don't think he was wrestling a dead guy for 20 minutes, but it could have been for, like, 5 minutes or so, but before they noticed anything was wrong. But I'm going to mark this as true. I have heard stories that were similar to this, so not much else to say about that. Let's get to the second one.
You see, Gus McGrath has a spirit that can't be locked up. But he has a behavior pattern that has left society no choice but to put his body behind bars.
Okay.
But as Warden ran it like a factory and used men for cheap labor. There was a metal shop that made license plates and a laundry that serviced other institutions.
Sounds like
Gus
most
McGrath
prisons.
was a McGrath used to wear $1,000 suits. Now he was working for 10 cents an hour.
Yeah, what was his job
served
before he was
only
in jail?
1 year of a 5-year. But this day, Gus McGrath was determined to change his luck.
What you got planned, buddy?
Gotta be a way to bust out of here.
Hide in the basket.
You know, they don't get you with the head count. They'll get you when they check the hampers.
Yeah.
There goes that idea.
Yeah.
Akins, Miller, Graff, Dunn, Ramirez. Where the hell's Ramirez?
Yeah, they sent him to the metal shop this week. Got Mosley instead.
Somebody else escaped?
Check out that laundry driver. He's married to that paper. You wouldn't notice a naked broad if she cha-cha'd right past him.
Don't know about that.
So after this room clears, that chump, like stealing candy from a baby. Huh?
Is he gonna do it?
Sure. McGrath had to wait until the timing was right, but the day finally came. The day he was assigned to the metal shop, and Dunn was scheduled to work in the laundry.
Okay.
Dunn. Hey, where's Dunn? All right, listen up. This is a lockdown. All right, I want no trouble. Understood? All right, let's go. Move out. Come on.
It's a little weird that Dunn would help him when Dunn's not escaping himself.
They don't go anywhere.
Yeah, he's gonna take a nap.
This was the kind of rush he lived for. It was time to make his move.
See, now they've done the check, and he's free to go in there now.
Hey, lockdown's been lifted. The guy was in the metal shop the whole time. Clear the road.
Just a little mix-up.
He could feel the ground moving beneath him, and he could hear the hum of the truck's engine. It was the sound of freedom. He would wait until the footsteps disappeared, and he would make a run for it. That was the plan, until he saw where he was.
Oh, he's in another jail.
For all his street smarts, there was something he didn't know. Something it's easy to lose track of in prison. He didn't know what day it was.
Friday the 13th again. First thing about that, someone wants to escape from jail someday. They got themselves an idea. But, I don't know about this one. Like, the absurdity of, escaping from a prison and landing in another prison, it's a little far-fetched. I don't know, though. There's, there's nothing really supernatural or, paranormal about this story. It's just, a whole lot of luck, It's a tough one to say because it's a very absurd story. But I have no reason to believe it couldn't happen. I mean, this guy's job is probably doing prison laundry, the driver, I mean. So would make sense that he's going from prison to prison. So you know what? As absurd as this story is, I'm going to mark it as true as well. So let's go into story number 3.
The video business has become big business. Where once we saw our favorite movie 2 or 3 times, It's not unusual for today's video generation to watch their favorite films 20, 30, even hundreds of times.
Thank you,
The
Netflix.
watching of a video, many, it's a social occasion, a chance for group excitement, laughter, even horror. Some videos.
And now we have reaction channels.
Friday the 13th.
You sure I look all right? Miranda, you look very nice. Now try to relax. It's only a blind date. Yeah, it was a guy who's supposed
Just
to
a
be
date.
gorgeous. You really think that we should go out in this kind of weather? Marcus went to a lot of trouble fixing you guys up, so don't even think about flaking out.
Getting cold feet.
Today is Friday the 13th. I know. That's why I rented the movie Dead Friday. So when we get back from the club, we can watch a movie and pretend to be really scared.
Well, Dead Friday is probably not a real movie.
That's it.
If this is a true story, it's probably Friday the 13th or something.
I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I had watched Dead Friday many times before, and this was not the movie on the screen. Miranda, you remember Marcus, and this is Keith Porter.
Maybe this is the movie before the guys get in here.
Instead, I was seeing images of the four of us in some kind of a terrible situation. I thought I was losing my mind, and to make matters worse, nobody else could see it but me.
And she's the only one who can see it.
I'm not sure.
So it's like her imagination.
You're freaking us out, Miranda. There's nothing on the TV. Yes, there is. It's something terrible. Something horrible.
Okay, she's tripping. We're gonna go to Madame Q's without you.
No, you can't go. What are you talking about? You can't go. None of us can go. See for
I kind of know where this is
Miranda,
going
there's nothing
already.
there. I beg. Marcus, wait.
Is she gonna go too?
I can't just leave her here like this. She's having a breakdown or something.
Okay, fine. I'll see you later.
I was hoping Marcus would become a steady thing, but now I guess he'll never see me again.
In a way, that might be
Someday
true.
You'll thank me. Yeah, for ruining my life.
Or saving it. Oh, is she watching their death right now? This is very poltergeisty.
Lady was watching the news.
A car was broadsided by a speeding train just minutes ago. The occupants Marcus Watkins and Keith Porter were killed instantly. Collision with a train.
I'll say I didn't see that coming.
This is Patricia.
You saved my life. Later, we were startled to learn there was no tape in the cassette.
There was no tape in the cassette.
Was Miranda projecting her own clairvoyant thoughts on the screen? Then why was it that only she could see the images?
First of all, it was so predictable. Like, possibly the most predictable story I've seen on the show so far. Like from the beginning, I knew what was going to happen. Only difference is, I didn't know if all of them were going to leave or if just the two of them were going to leave or whatever. Yeah. Pretty much beginning to end, I knew how the story was going to end and what was going to happen. So, that's the mark of a well-constructed story, I'm sure. What does make it sort of believable is that only Miranda is the one who saw it, so, it could have been just in her imagination type of thing, and, maybe she had a feeling and that feeling was right. So that part I could believe. But, no tape in the cassette. The rest of them saw that there was a movie playing, right? So that would not explain the no tape in the cassette. So something doesn't add up there. I'm pretty much leaning towards fiction on this one. Like, it just seems like a well-written story, and, there's some loose ends. So I'm going to call this one fiction. All right, we have 2 more stories to go. Let's continue.
Not all stories of the supernatural take place in haunted houses. Some
They
happen
don't?
in more mundane surroundings, a train, a park, an office building. In
That's
fact,
the theme of this whole show.
if you've ever, it's the time of night when your imagination can play tricks on you.
I feel that.
Donald T. Blanchard was president of Superior Mutual Life Insurance.
And take the other files and these to McDonald.
McDaniel, sir.
Whatever, I have to leave.
Well,
And tell
McDaniel.
McDaniel.
had to be reminded
in one of
again.
those cases processed.
McDaniel was honest, sensitive, and insecure. Perfect prey for a shark like Donald T. Blanchard.
One of those bosses, eh?
Well, it's a good thing I work for a life insurance company. At least if they work me to death, I'll be covered.
You know, Mr.
Oh,
Blanchard,
jeez.
if you don't come in on Saturday, don't bother coming in on Sunday.
Yeah, no weekends either.
Blanchard had a sign. The look of things. This was going to be a late night, a very late night.
He doesn't have a family, right?
This was the first. He was surprised to find out how creepy the office seemed.
Doesn't everyone think their workplace is creepy?
Hello? Anybody out there?
Just a ghost, nothing to see here.
To the outer office.
Someone using the copy machine? Can't even turn it off.
Anybody here?
When he returned to his office, he found a file on the floor.
Weird.
The file was one that the boss wanted disposed of quickly. It was the paperwork surrounding the death of Douglas Taggarine. Taggarine was a successful businessman who died under mysterious circumstances.
Maybe the boss killed him.
His family contended it was a fishing accident, and Superior Mutual was liable for $2 million.
Let's just forget about this one.
If Taggarine committed suicide, then the company was off the hook.
So they're fudging the papers, basically. Uh-oh.
Hey, Mr. Blanchard, you scared me.
McDonald.
McDaniel.
I'll just
His name wrong again.
He was looking for something, and obviously something very important.
Maybe it was that file that was on the floor.
You okay?
Uh,
Well, your face looks like you just saw a ghost or something.
Have you been watching this show?
Things started happening.
New people sometimes get spooked working in the business of, well, let's face it, death. You've got to confront these things. Meet them head on.
Fight the ghost.
Know what I mean?
Challenge him to a boxing match.
If you ask me, sir, Taggarine didn't commit suicide. Death was clearly accidental.
I'll finish this. You needn't concern yourself with it anymore.
Yeah.
McDaniel couldn't go home to sleep. He stopped off in a coffee shop first. He knew that Blanchard despised him as a weakling.
Yeah, pretty much. Can't even get his name right.
How could he ever? Blanchard knew Taggarine's death was no suicide. But $2 million was a lot of money, and he wasn't going to pay it. Not one nickel.
Now he's gonna beat the ghost. Oh. Machine doing that by itself?
Who's out there?
Got a gun. Hey, even ghosts get thirsty. Oh, hi.
Oh, Mr. Blanchard.
Oh, no.
I got you. Mr. Blanchard, help me! Help!
I guess I'll be able to ask the ghost himself.
Occurred here. How do you explain the unusual activity taking place there all night? Could all those activities have been caused by drafts and mechanical malfunctions? Is this
Could be.
spooky tale?
Yeah, this is another one. There's some parts that are a little bit weird, you know, all the equipment working by itself, but, you know, sometimes equipment does that type of thing. You know, sometimes, you know, you'll see a fax machine or whatever, you know, do something by itself, or, you know, I don't know. Electronics are weird sometimes. I think they kind of put that in for dramatic effect at the end there, where, you know, he saw the dead man's face on, you know, McDaniel before he collapsed and had his heart attack or whatever. So, because, you know, obviously the guy's dead, so we don't know what he actually saw. Kind of put it in dramatically that he saw the dead man's face. But other than that, though, I think I can believe the story. I think I can. I am going to mark this one as true. And if this story is true, you know, let this be a lesson. Don't overwork your employees. All right, we have one more story. Let's get it.
Conscience is a meddlesome companion. It tries to tell us how to behave, and when we don't listen, it haunts us with guilt. Put down.
Yeah, little wiener.
Such is the case with Ann Ross. When her favorite aunt passed away, she couldn't get there in time. It's something Ann can't forget, and something her conscience won't forgive.
Well, it depends on why she couldn't get there.
I guess I shouldn't be so surprised I got an invitation. I could live without going to her wedding, though.
Wow.
Yeah.
Still, you should be happy for her. She's found somebody. At least she's not going to grow old alone.
Was that a dig?
Do that.
So?
Julie, look. Look.
What?
Like you're
You know, even if she was there, it's like, you know, it's just a woman shopping.
Poor Aunt Lillian. She was so lonely at the end.
Oh, I know. Poor thing, cooped up in that little tiny nursing home all alone. The last time we saw her, she took me aside and she told me that the most important thing in the world to her was that someone she loved be with her when she died.
I guess no one was.
Annie, important that the last face you see be the face of love. Remember that, Annie.
Yeah, I can see that,
I'll
though.
never forgive myself. It's Aunt Lillian's perfume that she used to wear. It's stronger over here.
Oh,
Lillian?
she's seeing your dead aunt?
Excuse me, the elderly lady that was just here. Did you see where she went?
I'm sorry. I didn't see anyone. What do you think?
I think it's very red.
It's a nice dress.
You want to go check out the store down the street?
I think we'd better.
Yeah.
You go get changed. I'm gonna get the car, all right?
You saw that it was red before she put it on. Oh, hello.
Oh my God. Someone call an ambulance!
Oh,
Someone get her daughter.
jeez.
She's in the changing room. Hurry!
Why'd she go out before she was ready?
I will not let you die alone.
Oh.
It's very important. The last thing you see is the face of love.
There's that conscience again. So did she die or not?
Was her conscience freed at the end because of death itself? Or was she actually being comforted by her aunt coming back to visit her at a time of need? And why did Anne Ross see her aunt before the accident occurred? Lillian's
Foreshadowing?
spirit somehow...
Talk about this one quickly. It's a little weird. Again, what I do find believable is, Anne is the only one who saw her, so, it's up to her imagination. Where I kind of find a plot hole here is, like, right at the end. She was hit by the car, and, the last thing she sees is her dead aunt. But it's like, if she died right after that, how would anyone know that? She's lying there, hit by a car. She sees her dead aunt, last thing you see is the face of love, yada, yada, yada. And then she dies. So, like, how would anyone get that detail? So that's where I kind of have a problem with believing the story. They change names, they change details and all that. But that just seems like a very dramatic ad, something that someone would have put in if they were writing the story. For that reason, even though the rest, I could believe, if that wasn't there. But for that reason, I think I'm going to mark this as fiction. Okay, I have marked true, stories 1, 2, and 4. I have marked fiction, stories 3 and 5. Let's see how I did.
Our story of the wrestler who seemed to be fighting a dead opponent. True or false?
Okay, so I said true on this one.
I'm just getting started.
So his opponent was supposedly
This
dead.
tale of a career on the ropes climaxed by a ghostly twist is totally made up.
Totally made up. Okay, got that one wrong.
Let's examine the story about the escaped convict who escaped right into another prison. True or false?
Okay, I said this was true as well. The look when he finds out.
This tale of the pathetic prisoner is based on an actual event. It happened.
Alright, so that one's right.
And how about the young woman who was able to see the foreshadowing of doom on her VCR? Let's take another look.
Okay, I said this was fiction. So dramatic how they played it.
Was this story of a fateful Friday the 13th based on a real incident? Yes, it was.
It was, okay. Wrong on that one.
What about the story of the late-night office that seemed to be haunted? Fact or fiction?
I said this was true. If he had a gun, it's a damn good thing that the other dude didn't get shot.
Oh, Mr. Blanchard.
If you guessed this tale was made up, you're right.
Ow.
It's fiction.
Okay, another one wrong.
Now let's take another look at the story of the spirit who seemed to appear in the dress shop. Real or unreal?
I said unreal for this one.
I didn't see anyone. Really? That perfume, it's so strong right here.
If you thought a similar story to this one actually happened, you're right. It's fact.
Okay.
According to first-hand
Another wrong one.
conducted by
So I just got the one.
Trailers, perhaps some things are so unusual that the words true and false seem inadequate. Much better to use the words beyond belief. I'm Jonathan Frakes.
Credits, right? Okay, guys, so I followed up my 4 out of 5 with a 1 out of 5. Not too ideal, but yeah, I guess that's what happens when you watch a Friday the 13th episode, you know. You have a little bit of bad luck, you know, but, you know, did get the 1 right, so not a 0 again, so happy about that. Maybe do better in the next one, we'll see. But until then, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Check out my sports vlogging channel, Jordan's Vlogs. And until next time, this is Jordan saying, you can be productive sitting at home on your couch. All you need is a TV, a great catalog, and a vision. This has been Jordan's Vision. Thank you guys so much for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.